So today we're going to be looking at the Battlefront trailer that was recently released at the Star Wars Celebration. But I feel I can't really do it justice. There is one person I know in the entire galaxy who could. If I channel his essence into myself, I might be able to do that. This might take some time.
8 hours later.
This particular engagement appears to be between rebel forces and the Empire on the Forest Moon of Endor. Very intriguing. Particular tactics will need to be used in this engagement. We'll see what happens.
Safety's off! Come on, push up! Stormtroopers incoming! Take position!
Even though use of speeder bikes to allow troops to get closer to the battle quicker is correct use by the Imperial forces in this extent, but not correct because of the planetary conditions. Having trees within close proximity to speeder bikes does not allow the movement that the speeder bike rider needs. Also, the skill requirement is greatly increased when using speeder bikes in such conditions. This is a tactical error, I feel, by the commander of this force. Also, the stormtroopers, with no support, not a particularly good idea. Sniper support would be perfectly advisable in this condition, using the high tree cover to conceal them and to take out key targets in the rebel forces. This is just an advisement to whoever is controlling these units.
Let's go! We're pushing them back!
In this particular engagement, you saw the rebels taking out an all-terrain scout transport, or ATST, the Imperial Walker. I feel that this tactic is going to be used by the rebels a lot, but if you're an Imperial commander, I can see a way around it. I have foreseen their tactics. Firstly, those stormtroopers were used earlier in the clip should not have been used. They should have been saved to flank the ATST. I feel that using them as flanking would be good for two reasons. One, most of the rebel forces will be engaging the larger ATST, allowing the stormtroopers better chance to kill more rebel forces. Secondly, the rebels deploy a shield to protect themselves from the ATST's heavy firepower from their heavy laser cannons. Now, this is something I feel that the stormtroopers could get around. As you see, the scout, their version of a jet trooper, flies through the shield. That means only one thing. Stormtroopers and rebel troopers can walk through the shield themselves, saying that the stormtroopers were by the ATST at the time. You can easily have a few troopers walk through, kill the person with the shield, and allow the ATST to fire indiscriminately. Also, the ATST is a good weapon, but In certain circumstances, its firepower is not particularly well engageable against highly mobile targets, such as the jet trooper. Having stormtroopers there would allow them to engage the jet trooper and allow the AT-ST pilot to feel relatively safe. I wouldn't say he is perfectly safe in that condition, but I feel he has better chance of survival. This would be a good tactic. I feel that the commander of this force, the Imperial force, is ill-equipped to engage rebels. I think he needs more study and more time to learn tactics in such a field. We see here the all-terrain armoured transport made famous on Hoth, or AT-AT, to use its colloquial term, engaging in the Forest of Endor against the rebels. Now, I feel that this tactic is slightly misleading, because in a true Imperial engagement, AT-ATs would be flanked by AT-STs, the faster, more agile equivalent of the AT-AT, as you saw recently being destroyed by the rebels using a jet trooper. Now, the AT-AT was taken out by rebel Y-wing fighters. They had a commander on the ground. This should not have happened for two reasons. One, the commander should have been sniped out using a sniper trooper, as I previously stated in the first part of this video. And secondly, I feel that there should have been TIE fighter cover for the AT-AT's movement. This would have been a little bit inconspicuous, but the AT-AT is a rather hulking beast as it is. If you could save the AT-AT from Y-wing attack, then I think the Imperials would have won this engagement. This explains a lot. Having Darth Vader in command of this force means that it is a tactical failure. Darth Vader does not have very good tactical knowledge. All he believes is the hammer, not the high-speed drill. Vader's tactics are usually very, very blunt force, where mine, Grand Admiral Thrawn, would use stealth tactics and more tactics to engage the rebels on their own terms, to give them more of a fight than just basically throw stormtroopers and heavy equipment down their throats. They can handle these things. They have been handling them for several years now. Vader's use of these tactics is poor, especially on the Forest Moon of Endor. So, how would I have done this? Well, the scout troopers are a waste of time. I feel scout bikes in the Forest Moon of Endor is pretty much useless. I would allow the rebels to use them, for sure. The rebels have reasonable skill with the scout bikes, but they have no skill with snipers. If you allow the snipers to let the scout bikes go past, then block them off with snipers at both ends of their engagement, as in behind them and in front of them, taking out random targets, not specific targets, but random, as stormtroopers run up, engage with AT-ST support. That would be a proper engagement, not giving the rebels time to react and not giving them time to think. With Vader's approach, the rebels had time to anticipate Vader's next move. Vader being on the battlefield, he could have won this battle if he had done something rather, how shall I say it, peculiar. If he had walked with the stormtroopers up to the rebels, that would have been a very large target. Having Vader as a target is pretty much the biggest target in the known galaxy at the moment. But Vader is too, how shall we say this, cocky to do such a thing. He is too self-assured that his Imperial Stormtroopers will engage perfectly with the rebels. Imperial Stormtroopers are a good force when they have the advantage. On even ground, I am not so sure. The rebels are a sneaky band. They use guerrilla tactics when the Imperial forces use standard Imperial tactics. I feel that the rebels in this situation had the advantage, and they took it. I feel that Vader was misled. His use of the Force doesn't really give him a full advantage tactically. We will see in future engagements how Vader prevails. This is the rebel propaganda portion of this video. I feel it's rather disgusting. The rebels are a ill-mannered band of ruffians compared to the perfect Imperial way of doing things. But I feel that they should have their time in this video, because it will be the last time they have when I am in command of the Imperial forces. Use of outside contractors like Boba Fett is very useful in Imperial movements, allows us autonomy from the large force that is the Empire. We can do things, but we are rather unwieldy. Using someone like Boba Fett allows us to attack targets and engage targets better. I feel that Boba Fett will be a useful tool in the days to come when Battlefront appears. And also the glorious TIE fighters that I feel should have flanked the AT-AT in the previous segment of this video. I must admit I do enjoy the music, which follows the TIE fighters. Unfortunately, there is a YT-2000 Corellian fighter, Corellian transport. Not fighter, Corellian transport, I was mistaken. I believe that would be Han Solo's craft, the Millennium Falcon. But TIE fighters could take it out. Taking out Han Solo in his personal craft is going to be difficult. A lot of TIE fighters will be needed, but it could be possible. I feel that anyone using that craft in ground battles would have a significant advantage over an Imperial force. So, all Imperial commanders beware. Han Solo could be in your battle. Oh, how long have I been? Oh, 8 hours. Oh, I hope my channeling of Thrawn worked. Well, apparently it did. The bastard nicked my Bond collection. So, yes, I am going to be pre-ordering Battlefront. I hope you like this review from Thrawn. It was just I had to channel him. He would be able to understand how the Imperials went wrong in that situation. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Oh, hit like and subscribe. Why don't you? Because I do gaming videos. This is one of my first ever weird things. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.